Welcome into another episode of Getting Technical, brought to you by Better and Green. I am Ethan. Here with me, as always, is Wyatt. And today we're breaking down two big games in college basketball. We're looking at Purdue against Tennessee and Kansas against Marquette. All four of those teams ranked in the top 10, so two great matchups on deck. Quickly, just want to apologize that we aren't getting this out sooner. These are tournament-style games with the Maui Invitational, so these teams just played yesterday. Didn't know these matchups 12 hours ago. So getting them to you as quick as possible. But Wyatt, happy to have you here. Excited to talk some games today.
Yeah, it's tough two games, not gonna lie. I do like the totals in both these games, so I'll talk about those, but I'm interested to see what you got for the sides on this game or regards or to who's gonna win. So I'm interested to see your thought process on that. But yeah, excited to be here, excited to talk some ball. And yeah, again, apologies. It's a tournament style. These games were played, or these teams are playing yesterday, so they're just playing today. But hopefully, you're watching this in time to see these two great top 10 matchups. So I'm excited to watch them, excited to bet them, and excited to talk about them.
Yeah, and that's good that you have the totals covered because I have sides and player props I have to give out today. So we're going to cover all bases of the games. I will start with the Tennessee Purdue game, and then I'll let you start with Kansas versus Marquette. I keep wanting to say Gonzaga there. But yeah, for Purdue against Tennessee, I am looking at Purdue minus 3.5 points here. This line is moving a bit, so I do think money is coming in on Purdue, but I still think 3.5 is just a little short. Um, Ultimately, just think Edey is going to be too much to handle for Purdue. They just don't have that big body down low that can really slow them down. I think they're going to live and die with a three here. They're going to be driving on Edey, dishing it out, shooting. And I just don't know. Gonzaga tried it yesterday. They didn't shoot super good. They shot okay in the first half, took the lead into halftime, and then struggled in the second half. Tennessee is a better three-point shooting team, although they have struggled so far this season. And Purdue's guards, they're 1 year older now. Last year, I know you and I both were kind of hating on Purdue. Their guard play was not good. It was just they're the biggest player in Edey and some subpar guys. I do actually think their guards are better this year, so I think they can guard Tennessee pretty well. Yeah, I just think Edey is going to be too much to handle. So I do lean Purdue minus the 3.5 points. A couple player props I'm looking at. Edey over, I believe it's 21, 22.5 points, somewhere in there. He's gotten this in each of the last two games against Xavier and against Gonzaga yesterday. He's played 33 minutes in each of those games. I look for him to play at least 33 minutes again. He had 28 points, 11 boards against Xavier, 25 points, 14 boards against Gonzaga. I see a similar game for him today. So I like his points over. I like his points, rebounds, and assists over. It's 33.5. I think he goes over both of those. And then Santiago Vescovi, 3-point shooter for Tennessee. I like him over 2.5 threes. That's plus 135. He was one of the best 3-point shooters in the nation last year. This year he's struggling. He's only 3 for 14 through his first four games. However, I just think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. Like I said, I think they're going to drive on Edey, kick it out. He's going to be their main guy they're looking at to shoot. And I think his slump ends. I think he's going to get 6, 7, 8 attempts tonight. I think he's able to hit 3 of them. At plus money, I'm going to take a dabble on that.
Yeah, so I like all those player props there. Edey's kind of a beast. He's just a massive body, as we all know. So I do like that. In regards to the player props, I'm going to agree as well. It's going to be higher scoring, I think. So I like the over of the 135 a lot in this game. I actually have already played it, placed it like an hour ago. I think this line's going to keep going up a little bit. So a 135, I know that's a little scary. I think that's plus money too, by the way. I think that's like plus 110. So I think the line's like at 134-ish, 134.5 you can find on another book. But 135, I'm going to take it anyways. There's really one game that's really standing out to me in for the reason for this over. So Tennessee played Wisconsin, another Big Ten opponent at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's kind of similar, in my opinion, to how Purdue plays. They're same defensive level. Purdue's offense is much better than Wisconsin's, but that Tennessee-Wisconsin game was 80-70, 150 total points. So I think we could see a very similar game this week or tonight in this matchup. Purdue, we were on Purdue on the spread yesterday against Gonzaga. That was a lower scoring game. I don't know what the total of that game was, but it definitely went under. It was 73 to 63. So that's 136 points. There's no way that total was lower than that. So I knew that was kind of going to be a lower scoring game. This one, I think Purdue is going to turn on the Jets. I think Tennessee, if they want to hang in this game, they're just going to, as you said, jack the three. They're not going to be able to score much inside. So I think they're just going to keep jacking the three in this game. So I really do like the over. In regards to who's going to win it, I'm going to take a risk on Tennessee here. I think they're going to have a really hot shooting night. Purdue, as we saw yesterday against Gonzaga, went down pretty bad in that first half. Had a amazing second half. I think they're outscoring them by 20 points at one point. I think Gonzaga came back a little bit, but Purdue almost lost that game outright. Strong second half and ended up winning. I think Tennessee's just going to come out hot, and I think I don't know. I just think they're a pretty solid team this year, and I do think Purdue. I think they might lose this one actually. So again, my favorite play is the over 135. I've already played it. And then in regards to the side, as I said before, I'm not super big on either of these game winners. But I do like Tennessee that on the spread plus 2.5, plus 3.5, whatever it's sitting at. And I wouldn't mind sprinkling Tennessee money line.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate the over. If Vescovy hits his threes, if Edey gets his points, then we're well on our way to hitting that over. We're both happy. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. You siding with Wyatt? You like Tennessee, or you side with me? You like Purdue? Let us know. Next game up. This is a 10:30 Eastern start time, so late night special. I always love the college basketball late night specials with the big matchups. Number one, Kansas. Number four, Marquette. Should just be an unreal game. Kansas a 4-point favorite. High total in this game. I'm seeing about 157, depending where you're looking. So extremely high total here. Wyatt, I'll give this one to you to start.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a Michigan fan. Hunter Dickinson has betrayed my trust, transferred to Kansas, and he is still an extremely good basketball player. Kansas is by far the unanimous number one team in the country. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that. Marquette, on the other hand, they are 4-0. Marquette has two solid wins this year against UCLA and against Illinois. So they've been tested and they've, played well and won those games. So I think Marquette's not bad. I just think I just don't think they're a really solid team. So yes, they are number 4 right now. I don't think they're going to make a super big run in March Madness. I think they're just going to be a little overrated. I'm not a huge fan of the Big East this year. I know that's kind of a crazy statement because the Big East is loaded, but I'm going to have to go with Kansas. I think Kansas is unanimous number 1 team. They're the team to beat. They are the Georgia in football, or the Georgia in basketball. They're just a team to beat. Hunter Dickinson's going to go off. I think Kansas wins this game by at least 10 points. So I'm going to take them easily on the -4. I could maybe sprinkle on an alternate spread up to 10 points on this one. In regards to the over-under, yeah, as you said, super high, 156. I think that's mostly because of Kansas. Kansas is scoring, right around 90 points a game. Marquette has the ability to score those. We've seen them last year put up massive numbers in games. But their last couple of games, like those 2 games I said against quality opponents in UCLA and Illinois, it was 71 to 69 against UCLA, then 71 to 64 against Illinois. So 2 games in the 140, 135 range. And now we have over at 156. So I would lean the under in this game. It just seems very high. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas, gets up to the 90s, maybe even scores 100 points on this team. And I think Kansas wins this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like Kansas quite a bit in this game. This is probably my favorite play of the night. I think 4 points is just too short. Um, Kansas is going to be a little bit more well rested coming in. They played Chaminade yesterday.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
Yeah, no idea.
I've never heard that before.
No idea. Chaminade covered though. I do know
Did
that.
it?
It was about a 45-point spread, but um, but yeah, I mean, Kansas didn't face anybody. Marquette struggled most of that game against UCLA. Ended up winning by 2 on a late 3. Um, I'm not impressed with UCLA this year. They lost, all those guys that made them a contender over the last years: Jaquez, Juzang, Tiger Campbell, all those guys. They now have 1 junior, 2 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. So pretty young, inexperienced team there that almost got the best of Marquette. Michigan State last year in the tournament handled Marquette with ease, took them out of the tournament. Wasn't really impressed by them there. I just think Kansas matches up better. I think down low with Dickinson, like you said, and McCullough, they're going to be pretty dominant down low. I think their guards match up fine against Kolek and company for Marquette. So, yeah, I just think Kansas is by far the better team here. Marquette's a fun story. I mean, they've always been relevant in basketball, but they haven't really been this good in quite a while. So it's fun to see them at the top, but I just think Kansas is the way better team here. So I do like Kansas minus the 4, probably my favorite play on the board. I also like Dickinson over 20.5 points. Feel like it's low. He's hit this in, he's gone 2 for 2 over under this 20.5 points. He's hit it in both games that he's played more than 25 minutes. Hasn't hit it when he's played less than 25, which were just 2 blowouts against nobody. So I think it's clear he's going to play over 25 minutes today. He's probably going to play over 30 minutes today. 20.5, way too low, I think, against Marquette, who doesn't really have a body down low that can stop him. So like Dickinson over 20.5, like Kansas to roll.
Yeah. And this one's probably one of my favorite ones as well. So I do really like Kansas in this game. Yeah, I love that. I do have one more play that's actually not in these 2 games. Basically, do you follow Ken Palm at all, or the Ken Palm ratings or whatever? So I follow that. He does a score prediction for each game, which is usually right where the lines are. So nothing super crazy, but he has this James Madison SIU game. The over-under is sitting at 145.5, 146.5. It's kind of moving right now. He has this game landing at 151, which is pretty big for him, going 4 points over the Vegas line. And then my favorite guy on Twitter, not Ethan Bainbridge, he is my favorite. My second favorite guy on Twitter has the over in this game, and he absolutely loves it. And he is on like a 11-1 college basketball roll right now. So James Madison, SIU, over 146.5. I dropped 3 units on that. That game's at 6 p.m., so probably right when this video is coming out. But I do like that one. Just one little small play as of in addition to these 2 top 10 matchups.
I watched JMU play in person, and I'm not saying this because they beat my Spartans, but that team is good. That team can score. They have good guards all across the floor, so I definitely do not hate an over with JMU this year. We'll be seeing them in the tournament for sure.
I think they're ranked now. I think they're like 23rd or 4th.
22nd, I believe.
Ooh.
They're 1 behind Sparty, which they deserve to be ahead of Sparty with the outright win, in my opinion. But yeah, they're a good team. So I'm going to join you on that, I think. I like that play. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it for this week's episode of Getting Technical. Again, sorry to get this out late, but we don't have much of a choice with this tournament style going on. Check us out, bettergreen.com. We have articles coming out all the time. We're starting to get some premium articles out, so you can join for just $1 a month, get all of our premium plays, as well as we have some merch and some other special offers to our premium members. So sign up there, check out our other videos. We'll have our intentional lounging football video coming out tomorrow, 1 day early, since we do have a lot of the day games on Thursday. And yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.
See you guys.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, eh? Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast, Better in Green.